Hi, my name is Matt Turner from Kurb Promotions, and after 10 years in the CD and DVD duplication business, I wanted to make a video showing you not just how it worked, but telling you why it worked. Before I started Kurb, I'd been involved promoting a lot of gigs and indie artists. I learned how to provide the services musicians needed at extremely low costs. Also, the technology to produce CDs and DVDs was becoming so much cheaper and more accessible. So began an ongoing process to continually lower costs to become more competitive. My overheads were cheaper than my competitors because I was running it as a home business, whereas my marketing was cheaper and more effective because I understood the new online promotions that could be used to reach artists. Search engine optimization, social media, websites that were informative and responsive, and online advertising. I was able to rapidly expand by experimenting with the sorts of services that I could offer artists online, and I was able to access a new group of clients who up until now could not have afforded these services. But as I struggled to keep costs low, keeping the quality of the product at a standard that the customer expected also became a struggle. You see, this was real bootstrapping. I was doing everything myself. I was doing the printing down at the university so I could get it cheaply, and then doing the cutting and trimming myself. You see, I was forced to cut so many corners that I ended up making so many mistakes that I would often have to do the jobs for the clients again. You see, the only way I learned was by making the same mistakes over and over again. You must have clear communication and understanding with the client in order to get the job right first time. But CD-DVD duplication became the most successful part of the business. That's because unlike postering and online marketing services, a very clear understanding could be created of what the customer could expect. I learned that customer service and managing the expectations of clients was the most challenging part of the business. But being an owner-operator, I quickly learned how important it was to the clients to deal with someone they felt was responsive, who they could trust. So it was low operating costs and effective marketing techniques that allowed me to attract clients, but it was the trust built when those customers could see that I was responsive to their needs that allowed me to retain a growing base. Online video was also a big step forward in my marketing, because when you're showing your face and showing authoritative knowledge, you're also creating that vital trust that attracts customers online. Low costs, high trust, and effective marketing strategies, that was the formula for success. See, when you own and operate your own business and deal with the clients directly, they can see your personal commitment to the business and the effort you put in for the job you do for them. But ultimately, the business was successful because I was so aggressive on pricing. And eventually, I began to attract a new type of clientele that was a perfect fit. Large corporations, charities, and churches who were looking to distribute a large amount of info to prospects and members at a low cost. But as time went on, I began to realize the main problem was more complex than simply demanding clients. It was the sheer number of technical processes that needed to be managed that could possibly go wrong. Content reproduction, artwork, assemblage, delivery, these are all processes that had to be managed on a tight deadline, and my responsibility to the client for fulfilling that would ultimately determine whether I got paid. I have spent years in permanent troubleshooting mode. I have learnt to service and recondition this equipment myself. Sometimes I felt like the business was expanding faster than I could handle, and I would go for months working all day, every day. You see, when you run a lean operation and your resources are stretched and your equipment is cheap and unreliable, issues like this can paralyze your business. Soon you're experiencing burnout and you take longer to recover from a situation that has become unmanageable. You see, just as technology had created this opportunity, it also created the key problem. Not that CDs and DVDs were becoming obsolete for artists, but that my high-end clients were moving to more efficient means to distribute their digital information. You see, this leaves me with a smaller market of smaller clients who not only place smaller orders, but also require more assistance negotiating their way through the technical aspects of the process. It becomes inevitable that the business is less profitable and harder to run. And that's why I really wanted to make this video, because I wanted to discuss some of the ideas that made it successful while it was, as we look to bring the business to a close. It was only when I started working on this video that I began to recognize I'd spent 10 years working with musicians, filmmakers, artists and performers. Now, with all this footage and content, I recognized that there was an opportunity to go beyond the business sensibilities and create something that was a true, representative, creative experience. That's why we're creating an accompanying video that focuses on the project we're launching, that encompasses the creative and artistic aspects of this content. But otherwise, this is very likely the last video I will ever do for Kurb CD DVD duplication, and I'd like to take the opportunity to thank all the customers, all the artists, all the suppliers, and all the people in the industries that we've worked with. This business was a greater success for me than I ever imagined it would be, and I'd like to leave you with those three things. That when you undercut the competition, when you use new technology to your competitive advantage to access new markets, and you put your commitment to your business on display and build trust, I'll tell you what, it's going to be hard work, it's going to be thankless, but if you're the cheapest, you have access, and you have trust, you cannot fail. Now, I've delivered hundreds and thousands of discs to over 1,000 customers over the last 10 years, but it is only the disc duplication part of the Kurb business that's winding down. Kurb Promotions will still continue as it has to offer services in media and promo. Now, I'm excited about this Kurb archive content curation project I'll be working on, celebrating and curating some of the best content that we've worked with over the years into a new concept, while the Kurb disc duplication will still operate for a period of time until our major clients no longer require our services. Otherwise, that's it. This is Matt Turner for Kurb CD DVD duplication, signing out for the last time and saying thank you for all your support and thanks for watching.